Mic test 1 2. Mic test 1 2 3. Alrighty, before we begin, I would just like to apologize last time, or last week I should say, that we weren't able to stream round 5 of Watkins Glen. Harold Wilson did win the race, and there is a post about it on the YouTube channel if you want to go check that out, about what happened during the race. But apologize that we missed that, but don't worry, we will try and broadcast the rest of the races of the season. So without further ado, we will see y'all in 5 minutes. Cody on the inside. He gets turned. Oh, the big one happens. Oh no! All these drivers have shared an incredible race, but this race can only come down to one winner. Here comes Fieldley swerving. Fieldley sent to the outside wall, trying to come up with Brookmeyer. Here, Murata makes it 3-1 down the middle. Damon Murata wins the Daytona 250.
We made it. We took first. I want to thank my fans for watching me. I want to thank our team for playing.
It is time to finally shake it before you bake it as we go green flag at Daytona. Five rounds down, 5 rounds to go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The kickoff season of the Shake and Bake Racing League here on the official Shake and Bake Racing League YouTube channel. My name is Chris, also known as Vibes on YouTube, and we are here for round number 6 from Kansas Speedway. It is the Kansas 200, 135 laps around this middle-sized oval, and you can 100% expect those drivers that are very skilled on the high lane to absolutely dominate this race. As I said beforehand in the intro there in the countdown to green, I apologize for not streaming Watkins Glen. We had a little bit of issues, but we are back now with round number 6 from Kansas. As we have 20 minutes of these drivers practicing, we already have 10 minutes down. And then, like always, 5 minutes, 2 laps of qualifying for these drivers to set their fastest lap for the 135 lap race around Kansas. As let's take a look here at some of the drivers here coming out. So let's see here. First of all, obviously, the main guy right now, and that is none other than Jaden Newson, the championship leader, who had a replacement, actually, as he got a little bit loose there. He had a replacement for Watkins Glen round 5 as he could not attend the race, so he had a rookie, Nolan Levac, in the 78 machine that put him in a top 3 spot and was able to hold off the championship lead for him. So he is definitely going to try to extend his lead here, as Newson is one of those drivers that is very skilled at holding the high lane. So we'll see how he competes with the other skillful driver that actually beat him on practices many months ago, and that is the former championship leader Carter Brookmeyer in the 62 machine, as he lost the championship lead in round 4, I believe it was, and then in round 5 of Watkins Glen, JJ Fieldley jumped him in 2nd place as Brookmeyer went from the championship lead all the way to 3rd in the point standings. So this is definitely going to be a rebound for him. He is definitely going to be looking for that race win, especially in this track that he is 100% very skillful on. And then, of course, the current runner-up in the championship standings, JJ Fieldley, still looking for his first race win. He's been a runner-up twice in a row, including that heartbreak at Talladega with the closest finish of the season against Jaden Newson, with Newson unfortunately beating him out by a nose hair. So Fieltley is definitely gonna be looking for that race win here tonight. Everyone's looking for that race win. Harold Wilson, the defending race winner at Watkins Glen, who bounced back all the way from the bottom of the points, now in 5th on the points, so he'll be fighting for a higher position on those championships to try and get him back in it with just 5 rounds left to go. Kansas today, and then we've been having talks about maybe doing Homestead Miami, who has been postponed many times, tomorrow, and then we continue the regular schedule with Atlanta, Michigan, and then of course the season finale at Phoenix Raceway, where we will crown our first Shake and Bake champion, as we have 5 minutes left of practice. So we'll be right back with a quick break to start off qualifying of the Kansas 200. Five minutes left here in practice. Let's take a quick look at the championship standings updated after Watkins Glen, as there has been a couple of changes here. The main one is JJ Fieltley getting 2nd place away from Carter Brookmeyer by just 1 point. So 5 rounds in, it is still anyone's game, as Jaden Newson leads with 182 points. Then it's JJ Fieltley with 176, Carter Brookmeyer 175, followed by Joshua Vickery, Harold Wilson, and then Gino Tito, who is making his return here at Kansas after suffering some heartbreaks. And then with the win, I believe it was at Bristol. Yes, it was indeed at Bristol. So he's looking to bounce back, as he has missed out, I believe, in 2 races. So he's been obviously affected by those lost points that he will try and make up here tonight. As for Damon Murata, Cody Pruitt, Carter Roy, and the rest, we still have not really heard anything from them. So we'll see if they'll even continue to race these last couple of rounds here, as we are just a couple races away from crowning our first champion. see here now, drivers just trying to get more and more laps in here with just 2 minutes remaining. Now 1 minute and a half remaining here in practice as we are about to get ready for qualifying of the Kansas 200. If you guys are just tuning in, we appreciate every single one of y'all that watch the streams and every single one of y'all that support this season and this series. It has been quite a ride, exciting moments, and it has literally been so fun commentating these races. If you guys want to race the last couple of races in the season or for a future season, we are indeed recruiting drivers, so if you would like to join, just let us know in the comments down below, and we will happily be accepting some drivers to get into this league. Ooh! As that almost was a wipeout, as Carter Brookmeyer is out in one of the turns. Weren't sure what happened. Let's see if we can take
I didn't know if you knew that, but you can't park there, brother.
Just a comment by Gino Zito, his former teammate. Which now that we take a closer look at it, it is a 2v2v2 with the Fords of Common Motorsports, the Toyotas of Badass Racing, and the Chevys of Vibes Motorsports. So we will have a team and manufacturer fight on equal grounds here tonight at Kansas. So we will see how that affects, as that might have been some retaliation there as we are about to begin qualifying. So let's see how this goes. Alrighty. Here we go. Open qualifying. So I was actually not aware of this, that we were doing open qualifying, but 5 minutes for these drivers to set their fastest lap time. And you can have whatever draft you want. So let's see how this turns out. As here comes Newton, Fieldley, and Zito to catch their first laps of the 5 minutes. Harold Wilson is also out. As Zito will stand in front and will currently be the only one with a purple sector. Let's see if he can close out the lap with a great finish here. With already 2.5 minutes down on qualifying, as Zito does indeed put the current fastest lap, 31.77, quickly followed up by Jaden Newson, and then it's Harold Wilson with a 32.68, Newson with the 32.20. And Gino has yet again another purple sector. He already has probationary pole. He's trying to extend it even further with 3 minutes left. No improvement from the rest. As Zito does improve a 31.47 as JJ Fieldley gets the jump on Harold Wilson with a 32.22. And Harold Wilson answers back. A 32.03 by Harold Wilson, as Brookmeyer and Vickery have not yet put out laps. Now they're going to come out and try to put their fastest time. But it's Wilson, Newson, Fieldley, Joshua Vickery puts his lap time, but it is not enough to get better than 5th. As we are currently sitting here with the current pole sitter. Remember, a bonus point for pole position, so qualifying other than the start of the race is very important, because the bonus point, even if it's just one singular point, as you saw there by the gap between Fieldley and Brookmeyer in the championship standings, just a single point matters, as Jaden Newson is actually going to come into pit lane. And I think his qualifying session is over as JJ Fieldley gets the move on Harold Wilson for second place, a 31.98. Not enough to get probationary pole, but enough to get that second spot to try and be on that first row on the outside. As Gino continues to comfortably sit on that pole position with just about a minute and a half remaining in qualifying. So far, no movement, no time from Brookmeyer. So we will keep these positions coming into the minute warning, as no one is so far improving. As we're currently riding with the 83 of Harold Wilson, the defending race winner at Watkins Glen. JJ Fieldley does improve to a 31.95, but it will not be enough to take pole position away as Harold Wilson improves and Carter Brookmeyer finally puts a lap time and he goes all the way to second with a 31.90. My goodness, Brookmeyer with just 30 seconds left puts the time to take him all the way to the front row. And with 15 seconds left, can anyone try to take Brookmeyer at least down from that first row? 5 seconds left. I don't know if anyone still has the momentum to put up a faster time, as it's orange sectors all across the board, and that will do it for qualifying. Vickery cannot improve. Wilson is coming in. Gino's already in pit lane. Brookmeyer can also not improve. So we will stay as it is with Gino Zito grabbing the pole position here at Kansas. Wow, what a drive by Gino, 31.47. An astonishing drive as he will earn himself 1 bonus point for the pole position. And this will be very entertaining to see as we are getting ready to go underway. That's just a small field.
Good luck, everybody. Have a good race.
Of 6 drivers.
Let's have some fun out here, boys. Do it.
Good luck, everyone. Let's keep it clean.
Good luck, boys.
As you heard there, almost everyone on the radio. Good luck, have fun. A small field of 6 drivers for this Kansas 200 round 6 of the Shake and Bake kickoff season. Gino Zito on pole position in the Chevy number 9. That's Carter Brookmeyer in the Toyota 62. He's looking for his first race win still. Then it's JJ Fieldley, the second Chevy in the 72, followed by Harold Wilson in the second Toyota in the 83, with the Fords in the back. Jaden Newsom, the championship leader, in the 78, and Joshua Vickery in the number 8. As we are getting ready to go green here at Kansas, 135 laps. Fuel and tires are gonna be crucial here.
When are stage breaks?
As we will inform them now of the stage breaks. So here we go. Coming to the restart zone, it's time to shake it before you bake it. We are green flag at Kansas.
We got black flag clear, apparently, or jump.
And a great start for all of them. As Gino is gonna immediately lead this race as there's a wipeout in the back. What has happened there? That...
No idea how I didn't hit you.
That was Joshua Vickery.
I was really hoping you didn't, Harold. I'm sorry, brother.
First lap, already first caution. As Joshua Vickery
Checking up backstretch.
wipes out in the back coming into turn 1. We'll take a look at that. But that is not how you want to start off this race. Let's take a closer look at that here. What exactly happened there? Jose gets loose, barely misses the 83 of Harold Wilson, and just goes straight into the outside wall for the first caution of the race. As he is indeed, of course, going to come into pit lane to get that car fixed up.
1 degree.
Is everyone caught up?
He's got fast repairs.
As Joshua is gonna come out here and get back into the race. He got his repairs done, so he is now hopefully with a better start now. As that is a very bizarre way to start off this race. If that's a sign of what's to come, then Jesus, we do not want PTSD from Bristol. Round 2 at Bristol, that was very, very chaotic, so hopefully the same doesn't exactly happen here at Kansas. As Joshua Vickery makes his way back. And we get these drivers going out here. As we are 1 to green, so we're about to go racing once again. That is a very odd way to start off this race. So let's see if Vickery here can get into a better rhythm. Just got very loose there. And that was just all it took to get that car spinning into the outside wall. But here we go once again. Gino Zito continues to lead this race. As we are going to be restarting in, I believe, lap 4 of 135s. The stage breaks will be every 40-45 laps. So here we go. Green flag once again at Kansas. So let's hope for a better start for these drivers here. As Harold Wilson had a little bit of a rough start there at the back. Brookmeyer going high. Newson also trying to go high. Immediately trying to run that high lane. Of course, what we said earlier, that high lane at Kansas is very crucial. That is the ideal line. As Fieldley trying to go at the bottom of Brookmeyer. side by side for second. Newson has a big jump, and it won't happen as Brookmeyer tried to go for the block and just gets turned. And just a late block on Brookmeyer's part. Newson tried to sneak into the outside. He had the move done. And Brookmeyer just goes all the way to the high side to block that.
Now it's loose off that corner.
And it just won't be enough as he will catch Newson's nose.
By the way, I can't hear anybody on the iRacing voice chat.
So already second
I'm
caution
getting people. They're giving me comms.
of the race. As drivers, of course, are going to come into pit lane.
Apparently, I was supposed to let the pace car by when I passed. Oh, great.
So let's take a look at that. Brookmeyer just... man. He just tried to go high, try to block that 78 from passing by. And it just does not work out for him. There he tries to go for the block,
Do you know you're a lap ahead?
catches Newson's nose, and
I'm not too sure,
Wow.
honestly. I'm just going to pull over and wait for the pace car to pass.
that is just
You got it.
unfortunate timing on Brookmeyer's part.
The pace car wasn't on the track at all, and I guess it put me in front of it. I don't know.
All good.
As everyone here is going to get settled up once again for
Drop 7, guys. Come on.
already the second restart of the race. As we will have a 3-lap grace period in place. So no caution will be thrown for the next 3 laps. So we
Where are
will
y'all
see
at?
how that affects them if a wreck
Turn,
does indeed
turn
happen.
1, buddy.
As there's Gino Zito, who's just waiting for that pace car to come by. But this has been
Go, Gino, go. You're up front.
so far a crazy race as Gino
I gave her the big...
just wipes out.
Whole ass, Gino, whole ass.
I
And
gave
we'll
her the
see.
beans and she didn't like it.
And we'll see what happens there. As Gino's gonna try and get back up here.
Keep the low open, keep the low open.
My goodness. As we go green flag once again at Kansas.
You better back up to it.
I am.
As Gino is gonna give them the break. And we are gonna go back to normal racing action. As here we go.
I need a
Fielding
black
on the
flag clear.
outside. Does he have the move done? He does not appear to be clear yet. And now he will, as JJ Fieldley will be the new race leader here at Kansas. Coming into lap 10. And Stito wants that position back. He's going to go down the inside, pull up the old switcheroo. And he looks like he has it. Not yet, though. They're still side by side. And already fight for the lead between teammates. As Zito gets just a teeny bit loose. But that does not stop him from still trying to fight for that lead. Already 12 laps in, and we already have a fight for the lead between teammates. As JJ Fieldley comes out on top on the outside, and Gino once again is going to try to go down that low lane. But as we said earlier, Kansas, that high lane is ideal, and Fieldley is going to get a great run to secure that first place spot. As he will also currently have the fastest lap of the race with 31.85. And he will improve that even further now for 31.82 as he scrapes the outside wall a little bit. And this might give Gino the shot that he needs to try and make the pass. As Vickery and Wilson unfortunately lost out the draft. Zito down the outside. He has it. Gino back into the race lead. And just 0.01 second away from almost taking away Fieldley's fastest time. If this goes just like this, we can expect a lot of lead changes this race. Especially with the stage breaks, which has been confirmed to be every 45 laps. So we will see how that goes. Fieldley is not happy with his teammate. He wants that race lead back. He's going to try and go for it on the inside. As Brookmeyer is slowly going to lose out on Newson. And we just have a great lead fight between teammates. The Chevys from Vibes Motorsports, side by side, coming out of turn 2. They touch. As Jaden Newson might see an opening, he goes down the low lane to make it 3 wide. Newson saw the Chevys fighting, and he's going to try and take that forward into first, and try and take advantage coming out of turn 4. Gino pulls out in front, but Newson here might have a shot to take second. Does he have enough momentum? No, he does not. As he had the low lane move done there with that 3 wide. And he's just unfortunately gonna barely miss out. He looked like he tried to grab some of that side draft, but it just wasn't enough. And Gino, a risky block on the low lane. And Fieldley is just gonna pull the classic video game move and right the outside wall there a little bit. As Newson is gonna have to make up some ground if he wants to get back into it. Fieldley on the high lane, trying to take that championship lead back. And he does have the move done. It's just a back and forth between the Chevys. Oh boy, we are in for an exciting race. And here comes Newson, trying to take second spot once again. This time it's on Gino Zito, and he does have a great launch on the high lane, as he will hopefully try and carry that momentum all the way to the lead to try and catch up JJ Fieldley. Even though they're not the same manufacturer, not the same team, these two have worked very, very well together. especially on super speedways. They have been an amazing pair despite not being teammates. And man, what a finish that was at Talladega 3 weeks ago. As Fieldley is going to continue to hold on to his lead, and maybe for not longer as Newson scrapes the outside wall a little bit. And he gets a just teeny bit loose there, as Gino Zito is going to loose out on the draft. And now, just like the rest, they will try and make it back up. As here's the fight in the back. Brookmeyer lost a ton of positions with that draft that he just could not get back. As Fieldley is probably gonna sit here comfortably for a couple of laps now until probably the stage break at lap 45. As Newson trying to run his ideal racing line. What I've seen is that low-key, that little bump on the outside wall coming out of turn 1 and 2 really helps a little bit. It generally helps a little bit, it seems like. So we'll see how they use that. Different strategies and a lot of tactics for a track like this. As everyone is going to get evenly spread here with the gap. And Gino Zito might be taking a look at a potential second spot back there with Newson to try and get back into that race lead fight with his Chevy teammate. So lap 25, 20 laps to go until the first stage break, as everyone will sit tightly. Brookmeyer will loose out yet again another position, and so far it is not going good for that 62. Newton might not have enough juice. Gino now on the inside. Looks like he got just a tiny bit loose. And he will have second spot done. But wow. So Gino already into second spot. As Fieldley will continue to just hold on to that lead. And he has a pretty big gap now. So we will see how this shakes up. Obviously, the stage breaks here are going to be very crucial, especially with how big of the gaps are here at Kansas, with really not a ton of options here with the draft. So we will definitely see how this affects these drivers. As Harold Woolstein moves his way into the top 3, and he is going to fight it out with Jaden Newson. As we have some action here in the back. As Newton might not have enough, and he will definitely be trying to take that third spot away. But Harold Wilson, the Watkins Glen race winner, already set into a good position for a top 3. And again, the gap now extending even further. So these stage breaks are going to be very, very crucial. Let's see here. Carter Brookmeyer started off the race strong, then dropped the 4th, 5th, and now all the way in last. So Carter Brookmeyer, who was very decent in the practices for Kansas, and he is a very good driver at Kansas, falling now all the way back with a basically a 5-second gap on victory. So that is definitely not the start that Brookmeyer wanted. And Fieldley now has a pretty comfortable lead. So he can just sit back, relax, and wait for that stage to come so he can get that stage win. For those on the live stream, comment down below, how do you think this race will play out?
Tire damage is almost killing me.
With all these gaps? And who do you think will be the race winner here at Kansas? As you saw there and you heard on the radio, Carter Brookmeyer actually had some damage on that 62, and that is why he's been having a pretty rough day so far. That 62 does have some damage, and it is costing him a lot. Brookmeyer might have to come into the pits under green, and he might have to wait for either a caution or the stage break all the way on lap 45. But let's talk about Fieldley here for a second. He's been runner-up twice in a row now at Watkins Glen and Talladega. I believe he was also even a runner-up at Las Vegas. I'm not 100% sure. Actually, no, it was Carter Brookmeyer in Las Vegas, but J.J. Fieldley runner-up twice in a row now. And that heartbreak at Talladega changed that man in the 72 machine. He was devastated. It was basically a tie, but with no further evidence to overturn the call. It was Jaden Newson who was able to get the back-to-back race win. The only one to have done it so far. So, J.J. Fieldley, the heartbreak at Talladega, and then he just comes out short once again at Watkins Glen. This time, he is clearly set on his goal, and he's going to try his hardest to finally look for that race win, which may or may not push him all the way to the championship lead, depending, of course, on the others' positions. But so far, it is not looking good at all for that 62 machine. His championship lead and his standing in the championships is in jeopardy. Went from the championship lead all the way to 3rd, and now he's suffering some damage that is clearly affecting that 62 machine with a big gap now. As Newson will fall to Joshua Vickery, so that 78 machine is also having a little bit of issues, especially with those bumps on the outside wall.
My tire just blew.
So that may or may not be great anymore. As Brookmeyer is going to come into pit lane. He has had enough of the damage, so he will try and come into pit lane to fix it before the stage break. So we will see how that plays out there. As Gino is slowly but surely closing the gap on his teammate once again to get those Chevys back on the front there to fight for the lead. But oh my. And there you saw Fieldley there in the background. Gino is there, and so is Harold Wilson. It all depends on the lane you run and how well you can run it. Obviously, tires and fuel are going to be a great factor here, as we are just about 7 laps to go on stage 1. And Gino has the gap closed. Brookmeyer out of pit lane. Newson is now going to come into the pits, as Brookmeyer will be 3 laps down. So looks like the 78 also had some minor or major car issues and damage, so he's also going to come into pit lane to try and quickly get those fixed up to get him back into the fight, as they did not want to wait for that stage break, as Gino is going to finally start catching that draft of the 72. Wolfton and Brookmeyer, a little bit of a tug there, as Brookmeyer is a lap down, but you can clearly tell how much better that 62 is running compared to earlier, as Gino Zito is right on his teammate's tail, just like he wanted to be, and he's gonna go and set the pass on the inside. Does he have the move done? He is clear, but not for long. Feely is going to try and make that move, and Brookmeyer, who's 3 laps down, is going to come into the equation as Gino Zito goes into the race lead, and Brookmeyer now just flies past them to try and get some laps back. But Gino Zito saw the move and finally made it stick with just 3 laps to go on stage 1. So remember the heartbreak from Feely? Well, he might have another heartbreak now with just a couple laps to go for a stage win, taken away by his own teammate. So now the question is, can JJ finally, can he fight back just like Gino did? As Newson, who is a lap down, or a couple laps down, 3 laps down actually, is going to try and get some possessions here to try and get his lap back.
Tires going down, boys.
Here's Newton on Gino. Does he have the move to try and get his lap back? Yes, he does. As 1 lap to go, Gino Zito sees it coming. JJ Feely will probably not have enough. Out of turn 4, Gino Zito will be victorious in stage 1.
Good job, Gino. Good job, Gino. Stage 1, buddy.
Thank you, brother. Good job as well. Good job.
My tires are going down on those last couple laps, so I just let you go. I'm not here to destroy my car, you know what I mean?
As there you heard on
I'm
the
trying to
radio,
make my presence back, baby. I'm sorry. I pushed it.
talk with between
Me and
teammates.
Jaden both need 2 wave rounds.
Obviously, as you heard there from Gino, he is trying to make his mark once again after missing out on some races. He does not want to do anything else but put himself back into that championship fight. And so far, he is making his statement very, very clear. Obviously, round 2 winner at Bristol. 102 points so far. And with a race win here once again, not only will he be the second driver to get his second race win, but that will boost him up a lot, probably top 4 at least in those point standings. As everyone, as expected, is gonna come in to pit lane. There's Joshua Vickery, Gino coming in, Wilson coming in, Brookmeyer and Newson are the only ones that are gonna be out. As Jaden Newson is gonna come into pit lane again. So Brookmeyer is the only one that will stay out, as Newson did in fact come into pit lane. So that will be his second stop of the race, and we will get ready to go green once again here in stage 2.
Pace car turn 4 going into travel. Or the front bridge.
Black clear, please.
Once again, before
Can I get
starting the
another
stage,
pit closed on me when I was in them?
I would like to appreciate every single one of y'all that watch these streams. Thank you very, very much for your support of the series, on the season, and on the series. As Newson is gonna get the wave around, and he is gonna make his way all the way back. Green flag once again. Gino Zito,
Need to clear.
great start for him. As Fieldley is going to quickly try and look for that race lead. Oh, Harold Wilson may be thinking other plans. Wilson on the inside does not have enough. As here comes Vickery to make his mark. Oh, Wilson, it's out. Does he save it? Yes, he does. Or can he? Oh my goodness. Wow! What a save by the 83 of Harold Wilson, and what a dodge by Newson and Brookmeyer. I don't know how he managed to keep that car going, but holy! That is one of if not the most amazing save I've seen the entire season. Holy! As Gino Zito and JJ Field lead back into the race lead fight as Gino goes into the outside wall and JJ is gonna get a free pass into the race lead, taking advantage of his teammate's mistake. But wow, you have to go back and look at that. If we can get him in the post-race interview, we'll definitely have a chat with him. Because my goodness. What a save. We do keep it under green. With the stage break being at lap 90. My goodness. I don't even have to watch the rest of the race. That is the highlight reel. That's the highlight of the race. Joshua Vickery down the inside into turn 3. He has not gotten a better position than third this entire race. Does he have enough to put him in the number 2 spot? Not enough just yet. Vickery might have another look at it. I don't think he has enough of the draft to go after him. But he will certainly be trying to get it back now. To the inside, once again, the 8 Budweiser and the 9 Fanta into the backstretch as he will try and get as much of the draft as he can. Will it be enough? As now the top 3 are pretty close together. And this is gonna be a pretty interesting fight for the lead. Zito on the inside once again of his teammate. Will he get his race lead back? It will be Fieldy coming to the lap who will lead the race. But coming into turn 1, Gino has a clear spot. Can he go high to try and block that high lane? No, he cannot. Fieldy's going to get another big run here. And they're still going to be side by side coming into 3. Oh, almost touched. Fieldy will once again lead the lap. As Gino just there, still trying to fight it. And he will not have enough. Fieldy, with a great run, maintains it, but Gino is just not going to give it out just yet. Maybe a little bit more draft is what he needed. As Fieldy goes down to try and block it, Gino is going to pull the switcheroo, and but Fieldy comes back up to block it again. Great defense by the 72. Gino, once again, that lone lane move. He's been trying to make it work, but just hasn't had much success. And we have 30 to go until the second and last stage break. And then we race it for the checkered flag. Fieldy scrapes the outside wall twice now. Are those little mistakes enough for the number 9 to make the pass? As here comes Joshua Vickery. In this one-on-one fight for the lead, just turned into a triple threat as Vickery goes hard into the wall. And Gino takes advantage of the mistake from Fielding, and Fielding's gonna switch it back. Does he have it with the switcheroo? He does! My goodness! What a move by the 72, the switcheroo, to get the lead back, and he will keep the lap. What a fight between teammates. Fielding scraped the outside wall, and that little mistake will cost him again. Fielding with that same move. They touch doors just a teeny bit. And he has all the momentum in the world to be ahead coming out of the backstretch. Does he have enough though? Coming out of 3 and 4, he does, as Gino is going to make the mistake of scraping the outside wall. Mistake after mistake is costing them. The high lane is ideal, but you have to be very careful with the outside wall, especially if you get even just a teeny bit loose. That's gonna be very, very dangerous.
I'm sorry, bud. I almost hit you.
As Gino does acknowledge the mistake,
It's alright, brother.
almost clipping the nose of Fielding. Almost got a repeat of the last caution between Brookmeyer and Newton. But holy, they may be teammates, but this race win would change everything for them. We are already on the halfway point of the season, so this will be very, very crucial. And Vickery has just been trying to catch up as much as he can, but he just cannot get a good enough run to be able to get into the conversation. But he will slowly but surely get there. Let's take a look here at the back. Harold Wilson currently sitting in 4th. And it's Jaden Newson 5th and Brookmeyer 6th. Newson and Brookmeyer put some repairs on those cars. Newson even pitted afterwards during the stage break caution.
Stage 2.
But it is just apparently not enough for those cars. And they are just slowly dying out at the back of the field. Fielding now gonna form a little bit bigger gap there with Gino Zito, and that might be enough to get him back into the comfortable lead that he had earlier. But remember, you can't get too comfortable. Gino with the pass on those last couple of laps taking the stage, can Fielding capitalize and get stage 2 win here. Once again, you've seen that from not only these two, but absolutely everyone, at least once, coming into the turn 1, just that little scrape on the outside wall. It is just something that you really can't easily avoid at a track like this. Harold Wilson slowly but surely trying to get back into it. as we have 20 to go on stage 2. So we'll see how this goes. Everyone here is gonna get pretty comfortable in their spots, so let's go. Oh, Zito there with another big bump on the outside wall. Let's go here on board with the 9 machine of Gino Zito in the Panther Chevy.
James reckon.
Holy shit, thank you. I've knocked everything out I can on my right front.
Same here, brother. My right front's about to go down.
As we have a caution thrown.
Pace car backstretch.
Jaden Newson with a little bit of a shakeup there that will throw the caution. So let's take a replay there and see what exactly happened. As there is Jaden Newson. As Newson just goes out and just wipes out, manages to save it a little bit, but that will indeed be a caution thrown.
Good pit there, Gino.
Good job, pit crew.
Oh, there's 2 positions.
As that will be the 3rd caution of the race. So Gino Zito will lead the race coming out of pit road.
Front stretch, front stretch.
Whoa! Brookmeyer there. Did not slow down in time.
Can leader choose which lane he wants, or do I strictly have to go inside?
I think you should be able to pick, but I will.
But here we go. Going at green once again here at stage 2. Everyone gets a fresh start. Those that were pretty lost in the back are now gonna get a chance here to come back in the front. And other drivers like Carter Brookmeyer got a pretty good positions out of pit road as he goes from last all the way to 3rd. So that 3rd caution there, Newson lost it. As they will bring out the 3rd caution of the race, and we are getting ready to go green now once again with just about 15 laps or so in stage 2.
Maybe next stage we could pick which lane. It's up to Dwayne though.
So here we go. Coming to the restart zone, it's green flag once again at Kansas. 14 laps to go on the stage. Brookmeyer on the inside. Can he finally see the front of the field that he has not seen at all this entire race? On the inside. Does not make it work. Some contact with the 70 of Jaden Newson. As they will keep it going, and Newson will get ahead of Brookmeyer. As Fieldy into the outside there. Once again, those bumps on the outside wall, those big hits, may just be the decision between a win or a loss. As Brookmeyer goes into the grass. Can he save it? No, he cannot. Oh, he will save it. Wow. No caution is thrown. And they keep it green. Race control says that he managed to keep the car going. So no caution thrown. Wow. Gino Zito in position for a second stage win. Fieldy, though, has his eyes on the target. 10 laps to go. Just there, slowly creeping up on his teammate. Vickery down the inside of Harold Wilson, and he has the move done for fourth. Great move by Vickery, trying to get back into the top 3 with 9 to go. As Fieldy into the bumper of his teammate. Side by side. Fieldy, does he have him cleared?
Say that again, Dwayne.
He does. JJ Fieldy, with 8 to go on the stage, has the move done and into the race lead. Does he do the contrary? As Newson gets past Gino and into second. That 78 car has been struggling quite a lot this race. Does he finally have it all figured out with his machine? Does Newson finally have that con racing Ford going? With just 7 to go on the stage, now 6 to go. Gino pulling it a last couple laps pass on Fieldy for the stage win. It is now Fieldy who pulls the pass on Zito, and he is on set for a stage win here with just 6 to go. But no celebration just yet. You have the 78 right behind you, and then you have your own teammate. Newson into the wall, coming out of 4. Gino looking for that P2 back. Into the inside. Does he have enough momentum? He's slowly getting it. On the inside of turn 3. He got it. Gino into second. Newston trying to pull a switcheroo. Four laps to go. Newson on the inside. It is currently a battle for second as Fieldley holds first. Newson retakes P2 with 3 to go. Gino's still there, just trying to get it back. Does he have enough draft where he can get himself in a good position for these last couple of laps? And if he is in position, when does he try and make the move? Zito has the move done in the second with 2 to go. Newton is going to try and fight it back though. Newton on the outside. Oh no!
Don't know if I touched you there.
A little bit of a move.
Sorry, bud.
And it's gonna fall back.
No, my car's just giving up on me. I mean, I'm touching the gas and I'm going left.
Wow!
Woo! Good job, John.
Gino Zito with the slip up. Newton with the free pass for second, but it is ultimately the 72 Chevy. JJ Fieldley gets his stage win. This is turning out to be an interesting end moments of this race, folks. Zito just got loose, and that will be more than enough for Newton to gladly take that position away. And he will get himself fast there as Vickery and Gino make some contact. Yes, let's take a quick look at that. Actually, let's go here on board real quick with JJ Fieldley if possible. Fieldley now. Coming. Everyone coming into pit lane. And Fieldy will come out on front. So let's go here and let's see if we can get JJ Fieldy quickly up in here.
Gino and JJ, you can pick your lines. Same with everyone behind me. As long as all lines are filled.
I mean, it's ultimately the leader chooses where he wants to go.
Fieldy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, brother.
Alright, JJ Fieldy, you're currently on board. Obviously, we're about to start the final stage of the races. How do you feel after losing out stage 1, but finally getting the win here on stage 2? How do you feel going to this final stage?
Everything's great. Everything's running good. I'm glad to get this Vise Motorsports Chevy up front, and hoping for the best out here. And really trying my hardest out here. But hopefully, my teammate Gino Zito can help me out here. Trying to get the win today to hopefully beat Jay Newson in points. So let's do it, baby, here in Kansas.
Alrighty, wishing you the best of luck going into these last couple of laps.
Thank you, brother. See ya. Let's do it.
As we get ready to go racing once again. That is the last of the stage breaks. But here we go. Pace car is in. Fieldy chose his line. He's gonna go on the outside. Exits green once again at Kansas. Newson on the inside. Does not have enough run. Gino goes into third, and he's got it past Brookmeyer. Brookmeyer has been struggling quite a lot as Newton bumps the outside wall there. Brookmeyer gets a little loose after the tap on the outside wall. Gino down the inside. Does he have the second spot secured? He does. And now he's going to try and go for the race lead against his teammate. It is now fully green until we see the checker flag, obviously, assuming we don't have cautions. Down the inside goes Gino. Does he have the move on his teammate? He more than does. Gino back into the race lead at Kansas on lap 97. Newson just there, slowly creeping up in third. He's been struggling just like Brookmeyer. Struggled a lot in that first stage. Struggled about halfway in stage 2. And now he is set on trying to go for that race win. He has to get past these Chevys first though, as these Chevys have shown a lot of competition this entire race. It's just been them two at the front. Fieldy trying to get as much draft as he can to make the pass. He forces Gino down low. So will that be enough to get him past? As he hits the outside wall there, no, it will not. Gino will come out on top out of turn 2. So he's gonna try and make it work once again. Field lead right at the bumpers of Gino Zito. Field lead down the inside. He tries to get it through. Nelson tried to get through, but he did not. He hits Gino Zito, and that will bring out the caution. And oh my, disaster from the leaders. Let's take a replay of that. My goodness.
Take a back, sir.
Wow. As there's the replay, Gino just comes down, does not see Newton coming in, and just gets turned. And that can be very, very big for both of those drivers. Let's see, did Brookmeyer get hit? Yes, he did, head on. So that's even more damage on those two machines that they were gonna have to come into pit lane and get those repaired if they want a shot. Gino Zito's unluckiness from the beginning of the season, where he got wrecked constantly over and over again, making a slight comeback there. As he was fighting for the lead, he will be restarting from third. But that was definitely a scary, scary incident for those two. And just an unfortunate part of Carter Brookmeyer there, just the definition of wrong place, wrong time, and just got absolutely smashed there on the front of the car. So he's gonna come and go back into pit lane to get that repaired. And that is just unfortunate for those three drivers. As we are about to go 1 to green.
What's safe lane?
As we go 1 to green here, field lead once again. Obviously, gonna choose the side that he's been going with all day, that outside lane.
I never got a chance to get in pit lane, so I'm probably going to be slower than most of y'all, so please do not ram the fuck out of me.
And Gino's
This is like that one movie, Ford vs. Ferrari, but it's Ford vs. Chevys.
Gino Zito was not able to get in pit lane, it seems like. So there still may be some damage on that number 9. And oh boy, that is going to heavily affect him. Especially since he badly want. I can't even imagine how badly he wants this race win right now to get him back into the championship. And not only that, he's been at the front of the pack the entire race. So that might be a heartbreak for the number 9 if there is some damage that heavily impacts it. As field lead controls the start, and we go green once again. At Kansas, there is some damage on that number 9. And Gino Zito is understandably very, very frustrated, as right after that green, a caution is gonna come out once again as Gino Zito just stalls.
Jaden, how bad's my damage?
And you
I'm
could
sorry,
clearly
Carter.
tell the frustration there on the number 9. Disaster for Gino Zito.
Check up backstretch.
And there is smoke coming out of the number 9. Let's take a look at the replay. Just straight up unfortunate for the number 9, and that is, man, you gotta feel it for Gino. Been leading the entire race, and now just absolute disaster. That is not what he wanted at all. As we get ready to go green in a couple laps here, it will be Harold Wilson
No? It's kind of how my day's been going.
leading this race.
Not good, but I'm sorry, Carter. I did not really mean to hit you. I tried to get away from you as much as I could. I knew as soon as I took off it was going to happen. I'm sorry.
You're all good, buddy. Don't sweat it. You're fine.
Oh my.
I just pulled a Cletus. I am sorry.
Let's try and get in touch here with Gino Zito.
And that was just wrong place at wrong time.
Gino, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, Dwayne.
Gino, obviously stage 1 win, then just falling short of stage 2, and just as soon as the race win seems very, very good for you. Obviously, disaster happens. What are your current thoughts on the situation, and how do you plan on handling it?
I don't know what's going on after stage 1. We had a pretty good race car coming in after stage 1. We won. Stage 2 was starting to get a little loose more and more as the race was going on. I'm not sure what we're doing, but we did some adjustments in the pit lane, so hopefully this is going to help us out. But yeah, as far as the wreck, you know, we just got to throw it over our shoulders and finish this race as best as we can.
Alrighty. Best of luck for you. Obviously, last couple of laps, you've been leading the entire race. Best of luck on these last couple of laps, man.
Thank you, Dwayne.
As here we go, getting ready once again. It's green
Black
flag
here.
back at Kansas. Harold Wilson with a great start. But Fieldy is there. Here comes Newson down the inside. He does not have enough. Fieldy is going to maintain it. Newson is slowly but surely approaching. Just that was pretty risky. And Gino Zito, who was involved in the crack, is back in it. Newson and Fieldy bump doors. Zito goes through the middle to make it 3 wide. Almost slips through, but he manages to keep it going. What a save.
Jaden, I'm sorry, I don't have brakes no more either now.
My goodness. He tried to go for the 3 wide move. Got loose, but manages to keep it going. A little bit of movement there by Brookmeyer, as it was almost 3 wide clearance back, and Brookmeyer hit hard. Can he try and keep it? No, he cannot. As Carter Brookmeyer just straight up wipes out, tried to keep it as steady as possible, but just a ton of damage on that 62. And as you can tell there, the car is just straight up too loose. And with about 25 laps left, that might be the end of Brookmeyer's run tonight.
Claim my black flag. I couldn't make it another lap, at least.
So Fieldy will indeed be the leader coming into the restart. Then it's Newson, Gino, Wilson, and Vickery. As everyone is going to come down pit lane as expected. Restock on the tires, restock on the fuel. You got 24 laps left. You cannot risk anything. And it's going to have to last a lot, especially if we do go into shake and bake overtime. So everyone coming down the pits. Who is going to win the race off pit road? There might be some repairs in play here. Newson beats out Fieldy on the race of pit road. And that is exactly what he wanted, to get into his comfortable position. And Newson will now get the choice of lane coming to the restart. What a pit stop by the 78. Let's take a look here. Carter Brookmeyer is gonna be restarting in 5th after Harold Wilson had to come into pits. So here we go. Everyone picking lanes here as we go 1 to green. And of course, as expected, Newson is going to go for that outside lane. Newson and Fieldy, these two, even though they're not teammates, you've seen the chemistry these two have had, especially on super speedways. Newson looking to extend his championship lead and looking for his 3rd win of the season. Fieldy trying to get his first race win of the season after a heartbreak close finish at Talladega with Newson. So we will see how this plays out, as we're going to be restarting with about 20 laps to go.
I may or may not need a black player on this restart. We'll see.
So how does this play out? We're about to find out. Here we go. Newson on the outside. We go green once again at Kansas. 22 laps to go.
Yep, need one.
They are side by side in the field. He gets to the edge, and he's back into the race lead. Brookmeyer victory side by side. Newton is still trying to figure out a way to get back in it. A race win here would extend the lead a lot. 21 to go, field, he gets a little loose. Manages to keep it, Newton on the low lane. And he does get that race lead back, unless Fieldy can get a good run here on the outside. He does. Gino's going to follow him up. And Newton is going to quickly block the teammates from trying to work together. Gino goes to the low lane. Trying to get that side draft. Newton might actually try and make it 3 wide here. And now it's Gino and Newton side by side. A little bump there. As Gino trying to get ahead here on turn 2, does not have enough. Newton is going to keep it going. And oh boy. Fieldy just trying to keep it comfortable. He's not going to be comfortable long enough. Newton on the inside. Looks like he doesn't have enough momentum. But he will now, coming out of turn 1. He does not have enough to go high and block him. And once again, Jaden is going to quickly block those teammates from getting that draft push. These 3, Newton gets loose a little bit. Looks like Gino tried to push on the turn. And Jaden was just not stable enough. As Gino bumped into the outside wall coming out of 4, and that one little mistake is going to cost him. These 2 now battling it for second. As Fieldy continues to lead. They are still side by side. "17 laps to go. What do you got?" These 2 have to settle it quick if they want to try and catch up to the leader. And if you have a move planned, you better start getting that draft soon. And at what point in the track do you have time to make that move and then go chase after the leader? You have 15 laps to go, assuming, of course, we don't go into overtime. And for a track like Kansas, that is just not enough time. As Gino and Jaden is going to try and push each other to Fieldy. As Gino just goes to the inside, trying to make the move to take second place back. They're still side by side. Coming into turn 1. And he does finally have the move done. Gino back into second like he wanted to. Jaden is obviously going to try and fight that position back now. To the inside on the backstretch. Great side draft by him. And now back into second spot. As he's not quite clear yet. And almost touched.
You're good, bro.
As Gino will remain in second with 13 to go. Newson just still following up there. These two have been duking it out. Even on stage 2 when we were in the end game of stage 2. And now with just 12 laps remaining. Newson got loose! Tap on the outside wall coming out of turn 2, and that is gonna cost him hella.
JJ, you watching that movie on your phone?
Nope.
And that may or may not have just ruined his chances of trying to fight for this win. Newson got loose, hit the outside wall more than usual. And he's gonna put a 2-second gap between him and Gino Zito. A costly mistake, as with now coming officially 10 laps to go. Does Gino have enough momentum? Does he have part of the draft to try and catch up to his teammate and take away the win? Eight laps to go. Gino just trying to close the gap as much as he can. Wilson will make the move on Newson, and that is his chances out. It just comes down to these last two drivers. With 7 to go, it's going to be a battle between teammates. Assuming, of course, a caution does not come out to force this into overtime. Field Lee has his head up. 6 laps to go. He sees what he wants, and that is the checkered flag. He has not yet gotten a race win this season. He's been the runner-up twice in a row now, with the closest finish of the season, Talladega, and just coming up short at Watkins Glen last week. Gino, 0.400 seconds left on that gap. Make that 3. 5 laps to go. 0.3 of a second. Will he have enough time? And if he does, at what point does he go for the move? Field Lee with a big bump on the outside wall coming out of 4. Gino just slowly trying to get that gap going. As Carter Brookmeyer spun out it will remain green, as race control does not deem that a safety hazard for the other drivers. Newson is going to come into pit lane with 3 laps to go. Gino needs to absolutely close the gap here if he even wants a shot. 2 laps to go. It's going to be the white flag next time by. And Fieldley is just slowly extending the lead. Out of turn 4. 1 lap left for the 72. White flag is out at Kansas. Just the last couple of turns and that 72 can celebrate on victory lane. To the backstretch for the final time. And the gap just extends even further. Gino will not have enough. JJ Fieldley, who's been struggling for so long to get the race win, he finally finds his one now. JJ Fieldley is victorious from Kansas.
Good job, JJ.
Wow.
Woo! Woo! Hey, Gino, I just want to say you're a great teammate, brother. I'm glad to have you.
What a race. What a finish. It's a 1-2 for the Chevys at Vibes Motorsports. Newton 5th, Brookmeyer 6th, it's Vickery 4th, and Wilson 3rd. And that will most likely put Fieldley
Come on, Gino, get in the burnout, buddy. Come on. Let's do
into
it.
the championship lead. We'll have to take a look. As Gino Zito will have the fastest lap time with a 31.68, so 2 bonus points for Gino. As let's start updating the graphics here.
Come on, Gino, let's get on the line here.
And he has absolutely every right to burn that car down.
Next thing you know, we blew the engine
And
in
he
Kansas,
blows-
baby.
And he
Woo!
blows the engine. That's how much he's celebrating. My goodness. As we're just getting things set up here for the post-race interviews. What a finish. Guys, let's get things going here. Let's look at the official results. It is JJ Fieldley with the race win. 40 points for him. Gino Zito gets himself 35 points, and on top of that, the 2 bonus points for pole position and the fastest lap goes to him for a total of 37 points. Not back for his comeback into the league. It's Harold Wilson 3rd, Joshua Vickery 4th. Then it's Jaden Newson 5th, and Carter Brookmeyer finishes in last, his worst finish yet. As let's take a look at the newly updated standings. Does Fieldley have the championship lead? Yes, he does. JJ Fieldley, your new championship leader, 260 points, 2 points ahead of Jaden Newson. Then it's Carter Brookmeyer, Vickery, Wilson, Zito, and the rest stays the same. Wow. We have a new championship leader in Kansas. Let's get these post-race interviews going here. As let's see who we can bring up first up here. Let's start it off, of course, the race winner, JJ Fieldley, who I'm guessing is very, very excited right now.
Hello, brother.
All right, there we go. Now I can hear you. JJ Fieldley, your race winner at Kansas. Obviously, you struggled a little bit on stage 1, just losing out to your teammate. Capitalized on stage 2, and after so long, and after a heartbreak at Talladega and a runner-up at Watkins Glen, you finally come out victorious and get to celebrate at Victory Lane here at Kansas. How do you feel?
I feel awesome. I'm glad I get the hand job fishing Chevy out front and for the win. It's hoping next week we can get another one back to back. But I just want to thank the people I was working with all race. I want to thank Joshua Vickery, Jay Newson, and Gino Zito, who's my teammate. And I'm glad me and him got to do a burn out there at the end. And I'm in shock. I'll tell you that I'm in shock. Never knew I could do it. But we had some up and downs for the past weeks, and trying to get a win. I'm in shock. I'm really happy and glad to be here.
And out of all the people you could have been racing for that finish, how does it feel knowing that you raced against your own teammate for that race lead, and it was just a back and forth the entire race with Gino Zito?
Well, the thing is, me and Gino weren't even talking the whole race. We weren't even saying anything, and we weren't even in the same call. But basically, the entire race, me and him were just battling back and forth. Actually coming into this race, I never knew I was gonna be able to win this thing. I thought I was just gonna try and get a couple points on the board. But next thing you know, we get the hand job fishing Chevy out front, and I'm glad to be here.
Alrighty, any shoutouts that you would like to do?
I'd like to shout out to my sponsors, Hand Job Fishing, and I just want to shout out all the people that I was racing with today, and I'm so happy that I got the win today, boys, and happy to be in Victory Lane. Let's do it next week.
Alrighty, man. Congratulations on that race win. Go celebrate that win there at Victory Lane, and the best of luck going into the next race.
Thank you, brother. You have a good night.
You too. Alrighty, let's get in here. Carter Brookmeyer. See if we can get him up here. There we go. Carter, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Alright, Carter, obviously not the result that you wanted at all. That is by far your worst finish. Obviously, 6th place. Walk us through what happened with your car and what types of damages it had, because you did say in the team radio on stage 1 that you did have some minor damage on that 62 machine. So talk us through it. What happened during that race?
Stage 1, I was in the draft, and then I oversent a corner, hit the wall, and then I started losing, and then I noticed I had damage. And then the rest of the stages, I just tried to chase my car, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, obviously we saw some of their parts. Obviously, your car was also very, very loose there, spinning out, I believe, twice. And how does it feel? You had a great setup. Obviously, Kansas was one of those tracks that you were very confident in. But how does it feel after, car being loose and just the performance not being there?
Yeah, it felt like I had to baby it around the track. I couldn't go full throttle into corners on the exits, and even with cars on the bottom, they would still pass me down the straights because they couldn't get a run that I needed.
Yeah, still though, you still remain in the top 3 in the point standings, so that is at least good, and hopefully you can get bounced back for the next round. Is there any shoutouts that you would like to do?
I want to say, JJ, I'm proud of you, buddy, and you're awesome. And Josh, I'm sorry, I didn't think I was actually that close to you there. I thought I was a little further off, but yeah, I just a lot of driver error and my car just wasn't there.
Alrighty, appreciate you for your time. Wishing you the best, nothing but the best going into the next round. Alright, let's get in here. Gino Zito, you're a P2 finisher.
Oh. What's up,
Hello.
Dwayne?
Yes. Oh, there we go. Hey, how's it going?
I will say I'm glad to be back and back in my number 9. It felt great.
That's what I was about to ask you. Obviously, you had a little bit of a break there from the league, and then you bounced back in one of the best ways possible with a P2 finish, and not only that, but you also got yourself both of the bonus points with the fastest lap of the race with 31.68, and of course the pole position with a total of 37 points. How do you feel about your performance after coming back?
I feel great, Dwayne. We had a lot of upsets today, a lot of things going on with the car. Like, I know we just heard Carter say he really couldn't get into it, and my problem was in stage 1, it was hooking, it was getting into those corners great, I could push it, but after stage 1, I mean, every pit stop we were trying something new, but it just would not. We couldn't get it to do what it did stage 1. I caused the wreck in the beginning on the restart. My apologies to all the drivers out there that got wrecked in that. And if I pissed you off during the race at any time, please let me know and I will try to address it with you. But as far as that, I feel like we did great today. We came out here and showed what we are capable of, even after the health issues I had. But we're definitely gonna come back next week and do business again, 100%.
And I asked your teammate the same question. How's it feel that out of all the drivers that you could have been fighting there for the race lead, it was your own teammate there? That was a friendly match there for the race lead. So how do you feel about fighting for your teammate for the potential race win?
It was nice. I trust him, and I wanted to race him. I want to see what he's truly capable of. I want us to have our best races against each other. I don't want us to just, pretend like, we should be giving each other wins. I know this win meant a lot to him, and I know he needed it, and I'm glad he won it. He definitely deserves it. You raced his ass off. JJ, congratulations, bud.
Alrighty, is there any shoutouts that you would like to do before we send the next one?
Shout out to Fanta, shout out to Chevy, shout out to all my sponsors on the car, shout out to my pit crew. They did absolutely amazing today with fixing the car from top to bottom. And I appreciate all the fans that showed up today and watching us race.
Alrighty, thank you for your time. Wishing you the best going into the next round.
Thank you, Dwayne. See you next week.
Yep, see ya. Alright, let's get in here what seems to be our last guy for today, and that is going to be, of course, Jaden Newson. Let's get him up here. Hello.
How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Well, I'm not quite sure how I feel.
Obviously, Jaden, coming back from your absence from Watkins Glen, obviously you had the rookie Nolan Levesque take place over you, and he secured and kept your championship lead. Obviously, not really the greatest result out of today, and that will knock you out of the championship lead. So, how do you feel about your performance today?
Well, first of all, I want to thank my team and my sponsors, Can Racing, ASL, Combat Motorsports. The car just wasn't there. I couldn't get into the corners very well. Just wanted to slide up into the wall. Felt like I had contact with a lot of other drivers out there that ultimately caused me to not be able to battle up front like I should have been. I feel like the 9 car kept running me up into the track, hitting me in the quarter panel, and it was just, I don't know, it just felt rough. Josh, my teammate Josh, is having problems with Carter as well. Just overall, found it very rough. Just not our day. Needed to knock the rust off from missing a week, but just couldn't seem to do it.
And just like Carter Brookmeyer, obviously Kansas was one of those tracks that you actually practiced quite a lot and felt very confident in. So after your performance tonight, how do you feel, and how do you think you'll improve going forward into the next round?
Really, man, I was more expecting it to be a nighttime race, not so much daytime. So that kind of got me off guard. Never ran a lap in daytime before at Kansas before today. So that was a whole new animal. I didn't get used to it. Gino was fast right out the gate. It was fun trying to learn off of him and JJ. Yeah, it was just a learning curve. Just didn't go our way in the end.
Alrighty. Is there any shoutouts that you would like to do?
Just congrats to JJ. He deserves the win. He outran us. So hopefully I can get that championship lead back. We're not done just yet.
Alrighty. Appreciate you for your time and wishing you the best going into the next round.
Alright, appreciate it.
Yep. Alrighty, and that will be doing it for tonight. Obviously, what a race that was. That was a very, very entertaining race and a great way to kick off the second half of the season. 6 rounds down, 4 to go before we crown ourselves a shake and bake champion. Of course, congratulations to JJ Fieldley for the race win at Kansas and for the championship lead. And thank you to everyone out there watching live from the official Shake and Bake Racing League YouTube channel. We appreciate every single one of y'all. And if anyone is interested out there for racing for our league, we are currently recruiting. So again, let us comment down below if you would like to participate, and we will be accepting some drivers. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you all next time for round number 7 of the kickoff season. Peace out and have a wonderful good night, folks.